The LA Chargers just quietly signed, not just, but they quietly signed Luke Benson. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But first, here's the Mount Rushmore of Chargers. And I just thought this was interesting. I want to go through this really quick. Dan Fouts, first of all, no idea that he played 15 seasons, threw for 43,000 yards, and had 4,000 yards in 79, 80, and 81. I mean, it's just crazy because I don't know if it's because I live in Michigan and this was out west. And I mean, and I wasn't alive at this time, but still, like, the legends, like Marcus Allen, or, I'm just trying to think like 80s, right? Or whatever. He was actually before that or after that, but you get my point. I should know more about this. And I don't think a lot of people do. And back-to-back AFC championships games. So yes, Dan Fouts, you're in. Air Coryell, life's good. Love it. Next one, LaDainian Tomlinson. I agree with this one. Of course, when you think Chargers, he is like one of the first that comes to mind. An incredible player. And, being Lions fans, we have Barry Sanders, of course. And, he is right up there. Not with Barry Sanders, but of just like elusive, real deal running back. So his numbers are crazy too. Love that. Junior Seau. Yep. And Lance Allworth. So let me know in the comments if there's somebody that you would add to this or someone that needs to be definitely recognized if you're a Chargers fan. Okay. Now here's the tight end that was signed as an undrafted free agent. Again, we're getting through rookie minicamp, OTAs, and we're getting ready for training camp. That's the real deal. We have 90 players that'll be brought down to 53. But Luke Benson was one of those players that nobody was really paying attention to. 6'4", 233. And you look at all his accolades, and he's really productive at Georgia Tech. But also a couple articles I found was just a really strong physical blocker, but also can get out and play in the pass game. And the reason that this is a big deal is because when you look at the Chargers tight end room, it doesn't blow you away. Disley, Hayden Hurst, okay, all right. Stone Smart. Like, all I'm saying is this is a guy that could make the team and somebody you have to make sure you're paying attention to when training camp comes around. He was a 3-star prospect and the 36 tight end out of high school. But then when he went to Georgia Tech, he went to Syracuse originally, played 3 seasons there, appeared in 34 out of the 35 games that he was eligible to play. Then he goes to Georgia Tech and plays in every game. So out of the possible, however many games, he missed 1 game that he didn't play in. So he's reliable, durable, can block, and he can catch, which is really good. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's just kind of see what happens. So games played all right through there. Receptions, you can see these receptions. So if I'm just a Chargers fan, I'm just kind of wondering where things are with the tight end room, because I like Disley. Hayden Hurst, solid depth piece, but man, tight would be really nice if Justin Herbert had a nice tight end to go to. Now, I'm not expecting this guy to be the greatest player ever and, anything like that, but I'm just saying this is a really interesting pickup that nobody was really paying attention to when it happened. Now, another thing that I think is really important we have to take a look at is, and we haven't talked about this, but will the Chargers trade for Brandon Aiyuk? And the answer to that is no. And here's why. You'd have to give up draft picks and a big salary. Now, is he absolutely incredible? He is. He really is. He's all-pro wide receiver. He's big, fast, physical, strong, young. He checks every box, would be your number one, everything you want. This would be a significant upgrade for quarterback Justin Herbert, providing him with a premier target capable of transforming the Chargers offense. And the only reason you talk about him and bring him in, by the way, I'm on the record to say that there's just no way this happens. I think Joe Ortiz proved to start his time here with the Chargers, they're just going to be very patient, very slow in everything that they do. So they're not going to overspend and not going to ruin kind of that upward trajectory, right? They're on a trajectory, they're building a core to just boom, a big splash for a guy that, I mean, that would eat up a significant amount of cap space along with Justin Herbert. But the reason this comes up is because Quentin Johnston did not play well last year and everybody was just down on him. You lose your top 2 receivers. So now you're left with a receiving core with a lot of question marks. And so if you're a Chargers fan, you're really excited about the opportunity to, man, we could just go from 0 to 60 real quick, upgrade the wide receivers. Quarterback's good. Running backs are good. We talked about tight ends could be okay, but man, doesn't really matter if you've got really good wide receivers. So that's something that we have to take a look at and be aware of. Now, adding Aiyuk to the roster would be a tremendous boost despite this uncertainty. In 23, he had 75 receptions for 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 18 yards per reception. He's a big play guy. It's crazy. And it's like, okay, well, that's good. While the Chargers have made significant strides this offseason, acquiring Aiyuk would push them over the top with a true number 1 wide receiver and a game changer for the franchise. Absolutely, but that's just not going to do it. There's no way. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on that, because I'd be shocked. And again, and now as we go back to what I brought up in the beginning, Dan Fouts, Eric Coryell, I think there's just a lot of true Chargers fans out there sleeping. Sleeping's the wrong word. Just like, I will pay attention when I start seeing something. And I think you'll see it right away. Week 1, Chargers play the Raiders. Like, let's go. And I just think that there's a lot of fans out there. It's a sleeping giant. That's what I was looking for. Sleeping giant. You're not just sleeping. You're a sleeping giant. Kind of what the Lions had, man. The Lions, like, it was there. Everyone was ready to cheer on the team, explode, be excited. Football's like, you can't be bad at football. You got to be good. Otherwise, it's hard to watch. And so that's what I think the Chargers have for sure. So Jim Harbaugh is going to bring that out, and it's going to be exciting to watch and see what the Chargers can do and how good they can be in the 2024 season, because they're going to run the ball, be smart, be physical, be disciplined, attention to details, all the things that we keep learning about. I think it's all going to be there, and I'm really excited to see what the Chargers do in 2024 and how well they can play. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.